I think probably the biggest challenge that we face when we talk about our social responsibility to our customers, potential customers, is the amount of different stakeholders involved in the other businesses, and they all have their own roles, and therefore somebody may be hugely driven by the social responsibility aspect, but another stakeholder may have a very different agenda, and whilst they're still concerned about it, it is not the primary driver, and that tends to cause conflict potentially within businesses.
I think the biggest challenge between getting the social kind of aspect of the business right and the overall business is making sure that you've got a balance between the two. And if you look too much on the social side and you don't focus on the business, then you're not going to get the kind of results that ultimately drive the social aspect anyway. So I think making sure that yourself and your team are focused on the overall goal of making a successful business, which can then ultimately help you with the social element.
I think the biggest challenge is the marrying of giving something away with the commercial purpose of a business. So clearly any business has owners, shareholders, stakeholders of that business, and you have to balance their needs for essentially what's a commercial engine whose purpose is to make profit in a crude way, with doing something that is giving back to society, doing something that's morally a good thing to do, but with all the benefits that brings to the business.
I think there's two things. So we know as a business that's grown quite rapidly over the last few years that a lot of the time you're fighting fires and you're trying to put a limited amount of resource in an almost infinite number of areas. And I think for a lot of businesses, social responsibility can feel like it's low down the priority list, and that there are other things ahead of them that they need to be dealing with first. But then the second thing is, if they do genuinely have the will to be socially responsible, what does that look like? And an outsider's look at the charitable sector, I'm sure it just seems like a huge mess of competing causes. How do you choose who you're going to support? How do you find something that works for you as a business? And that's where we always recommend talking to charities like School of Hard Knocks, and we've helped people to set up socially responsible programs in the past precisely to deal with that problem.